This one's fucked up. This one's horror bad. Holy.
Sheriff's office, make yourself known!
Door was open, lights were on. I knocked, no response.
A cop walks up to the front door of a family's home.
Hey, anybody home?
Nobody answers the door, so he just lets himself in.
Hey, anybody home? Sheriff's office?
Wait, what? You could just... Does he have a warrant? I assume he has a warrant, right?
And he begins to have a look around. About a minute later, shots ring out. He just shot the family dog.
Oh.
The husband was at work. The wife was out of
Great.
town. Their 4 children were at school. The only family member who was home was Zelda, the family's beloved Belgian Malinois, who was being a good girl, protecting her home from armed intruders.
Great.
The dog is a big dog and it came right at me.
What a turbo douchebag.
Right around this corner.
He better have a warrant, right? Otherwise, the citizens of that city is gonna be paying for his mistakes. There's gonna be a lawsuit.
Then the cop walks back outside. Does he call this family to tell them what had just happened?
No.
No. He calls more cops. And then basically an army of police officers arrives at this home in this quiet neighborhood, and they begin to circle the wagons. They then proceed to go all through this family's home, garage and backyard for a period of about 40 minutes, all without even notifying this family or obtaining their permission to do so.
Oh.
And also without a warrant. Not a warrant in sight.
You good?
Yeah, I'm shaking up because
I'm gonna take your car.
Bro.
Just take your car. You're good.
Surely they made this right.
No warrant entry? What the fuck? They could do that?
With the family, right? They apologized, compensated them in some way, and surely they fired this officer and prosecuted him for illegally entering this home and killing this dog? Nope, they did not.
We've been sad. There's constant memories of her all through our house.
Tonight, a Wake County deputy is returning to work after shooting and killing a family's dog. We are hearing from the dog's owner after the sheriff's office concluded their investigation.
Tonight, the family is really disgusted. They are devastated and out.
Dude, what the so why does this always happen with the police? You know, like for the most part I support the police, but for some reason they have this thing called the blue code where, oh yes, one of our boys made a hefty mistake, but we must defend it down to the ground. This is why a lot of people hate the police.
Rage just to know that
I believe that
deputy will be
anybody that
returning to
supports the
work here
blue
at the Wake
code
County Sheriff's Office.
should
Welcome
get axe
back to
murdered.
the Civil Rights Lawyer channel, where we don't just let the government investigate itself and gaslight the public. So here, we started with the ending. The government has investigated itself, and this was the result.
The Wake County Sheriff's Office released this statement in part following a thorough review of the surrounding circumstances, and after notifying the family of this decision, we have determined that the deputy involved will remain employed. The Wake County Sheriff's Office remains committed to moving forward responsibly and in service to our community. And Zelda's family says they only
Really?
wanted to see justice served.
I would love
Oh my
to know that
God.
there were consequences that he would have faced.
Illegal
The family here
entry.
obviously found this to be unacceptable, and they have provided me with all of the evidence in this case, and I'll show it to you, and you can form your own opinion. So let's go through it. This is Deputy Darris with the Wake County Sheriff's Office. On April 8th of 2025 at about 10:30 a.m.,
They should pelt him
Deputy
with
Darris
potatoes.
arrived at the doorstep of the Briggs family in
Uncooked
order
potatoes,
to serve
raw
some civil
potatoes.
process. That just means that it's some sort of paperwork pursuant to a civil proceeding in court. It's not criminal. It's not a warrant. It's nothing at all that entitles Deputy Darris to enter the Briggs home. Just like anyone else, just like a Girl Scout, he's walking up to the home and he's knocking on the door. That's how it starts.
Ow. To be honest, why do they not lock their doors? Is that like not... Do people not do that in this state?
Hey, anybody home? Hello? Sheriff's office, anybody home?
Now, I have his police report, and this is what he writes. Upon approaching the home's front door, I could see the inner wood door was open. It was open at approximately 30 to 45 degrees, and the interior of the home was very clearly visible. I pulled back on the storm door and called out for anyone inside the residence, requesting if anyone was home to make themselves known and identifying myself as a sheriff's deputy. I heard no response during this
Then
time.
you don't
so
enter.
nobody had called for help at this house. There was no call for service. Deputy Darris had just decided that he was going to go to the front door of that house that day to try to serve this paperwork that he was being paid to serve by some party to some sort of civil litigation. He was not supposed to go inside that house. But when he gets there, he says that the interior wood door was open. We can see that the exterior storm door was closed, but we can't directly see the interior door. However, I do have the footage of the father in this family, Paul, leaving the house earlier that morning. And while we cannot see the door close, it sure sounds like that interior door is closing.
Doesn't even
So
matter.
going
He
back to
can't
Deputy
enter.
Darris, he's standing there at the front door. He opens the storm door and not hearing any response at all at that point, what does Deputy Darris do? He pulls out his pistol. At that point, the family cat makes a run for it and darts inside the house.
What the hell? Dude, that
He
cat.
then radios dispatch.
That cat coulda
that
died.
The home he's at has an open front door, but he doesn't need any backup from any other officers. No big deal, right?
Wait, 564, open door at my call. No need for any additional at this time, I'll advise.
Then he once again announces who he is. He hears no response.
Hey, anybody home?
So what does he do? He goes inside the house.
Genius. Now the
Sheriff's
city.
office?
Oh, wait. No, city's not paying.
From the instant he walks in the door, you can hear the dog barking, right? You hear that.
Sheriff's office?
But that deputy would later tell his supervisor at the scene, which was also captured on this home's cameras, that when he entered the house, he did not hear the dog barking.
Did you hear the dog at all when you came in? Did you hear it?
I did not.
You didn't bark?
Completely quiet. No barking.
Okay.
Now, when I got to the hallway, that's what made me notice him, was he did then bark. And so I started to back out, and that's when he came out.
And he just came at you.
However, we know that that is false based on this video evidence.
Sheriff's office?
And actually, we hear
Yeah, he probably thought it was a golden retriever, right? He probably thought it was a border collie. Right.
the dog barking pretty much the entire time that the
You know what
deputy
it
can be
is.
heard
He
walking
knows there's
through
a
the
dog in
house,
there.
searching the house. The whole time we hear the dog
Jeez.
barking until all of a sudden shots ring out.
Sheriff's office, anybody home? Did you hear the dog at all when you came in? Did you hear it?
I did not.
You didn't bark?
No barking.
Okay.
No barking. That guy's a liar. You see, this is why people lie. If they get rewarded for lying. Now because he lied, he doesn't have to face consequences. That's a lot of barking.
Then after the shots are fired, and this is pretty bizarre, there's just basically silence.
Really?
For somewhat of an extended period of time, nothing. It's just silence and silence and silence, and then out of nowhere,
I wonder why.
deputy announces for some reason sheriff's department. after he's already fired multiple rounds inside this home.
Sheriff's office, anybody home?
And thankfully, nobody was home, but he was not.
Yeah,
done
thank
yet.
God.
So at this point, he goes outside.
Damn it, son.
He holsters his gun, but not for long. He walks around into the backyard and basically searches the backyard and then the garage
And
again
pulls out
at
his-
gunpoint. Thankfully, there were no more dogs for him to shoot. He then reappears back out the front door of the home, announcing to dispatch that all is clear, that the house is secure, and in the distance we can hear the siren.
So this guy thought he was gonna entry for this house. He was like, all right, sector clear, team, you can come on in. Dude, this ain't Counter-Strike. What the fuck? He just came in, killed someone's dog, and he's like, all right, sector clear. All right, come on, guys. Yeah, I secured the area. What?
And the cavalry is on the way because they hear that there's this shooting inside this house. So everyone is showing up.
Wait, 564.
Looks like
the home is secure.
Home is secure. Yeah.
As a bunch of other police
Good
officers
job,
arrive at
officer.
the scene, Deputy
It was
Darris
so
walks them
dangerous
back up to the
in the
front
place
door
that
of
we're
the
not
house,
supposed to be
and
in.
he's telling them what had happened. And then, as you'll see, all of these officers, along with the same one who just shot the dog, they all then go into this family's home.
Okay.
You see, that dog is a big dog, and it came right at me.
I
Right
could
around
see.
the
Oh,
corner.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Shit out of me. Sheriff's office.
Good job, PD.
So I came around this corner. The dog got me.
Got you? How did he got you? Like, did he bit you? That's how he got you, or did he just look at you? Oh, he got you. Let's look at that bite wound. Dude, right on the dog bed too. That's so that right next to it or right on that dog bed. That's where the dog is. So the dog was just chilling and then he got blasted in his own bed.
As well, the shed out back. It's a one-room shed. Sheriff's office, make yourself known!
That just to serve some papers for some civil litigation.
Yeah. There's a couple of cats. I tried to keep the door shut so they won't get out.
Yeah, good job, officer. Yeah, those cats would have ran out and you would have shot them too, huh?
Why'd you come in?
Oh, they sent little ninjas at
Door was
me.
open, lights were on. I knocked, no response. And the door wasn't just like propped, it was open. Like probably about 45, maybe a little bit less. Right there. It's dead.
By the way, I just want to point out as they walk through the laundry room of this house, just to illustrate the absurdity of the claim that these officers thought that this home had been burglarized. Apparently, the burglar who had burglarized this house had decided to do this family's laundry while he was in there, despite the vicious dog. That's right, you can actually hear the laundry machines going. So basically, the inside of this house looks like any home in suburbia with kids and at least one parent who actually does laundry.
Wow, what a nice burglar doing the laundry. Wow, what a lovely neighborhood. Jeez, the burglar does the laundry. The neighborhood leaves their door open. Oh, how lovely. Gee. Oh, there's a dead mutt on his bed or next to it. Doesn't really matter. Still in his own domain. Came at you.
Yeah.
Came out.
And then the cops have this sort of group meeting on the front porch, And you can see in their eyes and in their voices, they all know that this was not a good shoot, that this guy should not have been in the house to have a confrontation with this dog. And so you can almost see them formulating a plan to cover their own asses, literally right there on the spot. For instance, one of the cops says, yeah, the inside of the house does look kind of disheveled. I mean, go back and look at the footage of them walking through the house on their own body cams. For a house with 4 kids, that house is not disheveled. And even if it were disheveled, it looks absolutely nothing like
Looks really
the
good
scene
for 4
of
kids.
a home invasion that is actively occurring so that the cops have to race in, guns drawn. Absolutely laughable, and they know it.
Yeah, I don't think he broke skin, but he got me a little bit there. You're gonna bruise tomorrow. Yeah, I was like, it didn't break skin, so it was.
I believe that any police that practice the blue code, execution. Period. You are perverting power given by the justice system to commit crime. Execution. I don't care.
He came at me so fucking quick, though.
I think
That's why I
anyone
was
that
like, in
practiced the
hindsight, I
blue
don't know.
code to
Like,
hide
I didn't even
crimes for
care
their
if it was-
colleagues
that was
is
just-
worse than the people that are committing the
That's how it
crime.
was. The doors open. That was me, but some of them were open when I got here.
Nobody's
The lights
home though?
were
We
on.
cleared it now?
No. Haven't touched the lights.
You check that back shed yet?
Yeah, we can go take a look real quick, but
He's so lucky the camera was not on the door
So
because he
now
just
they
lied.
all go into the backyard to search the backyard and to search the garage at gunpoint. And what
Dude, if there was any kids out here, fucking these guys would be taking pot shots at them.
has not happened here? Who is not there on the porch? Who are they not communicating with? The homeowners of the house. The deputy who was the shooter obviously knew who lived at the house. He was there to serve them with paperwork. The husband
Illegally.
is at work. The wife's not there. The kids are at school. Why aren't they communicating with them before they go into that house, before they go into the backyard, before they go into the garage? Pointing their guns at whatever is there. Okay, well, maybe this is a crime scene. Okay, what was the crime and who committed it? Oh, but they're not done yet. After they get done milling around in the backyard of this home with their firearms, even more cops now head into this family's home with them completely
Yeah, with their
absent.
fucking shoes on too. Fuck these guys. They're dirty ass, disgusting, probably some crackhead blood stain under their boots, walking all over the damn house. Fuck these people. Take off your shoe when you come into my house.
No communication, just traipsing around the place like they own it, searching the home.
The crazy thing is they
And
got
then after they are inside this
guaranteed
family's home
immunity.
for about 10 minutes doing God knows what, while at least some of them have body cams turned off from what I can tell. I haven't seen any body cam footage of what they were doing inside that home during this approximate 10-minute period. Then a guy who appears to be a supervisor shows up. This was caught on surveillance cam, not body cam. The supervisor shows up and he asks the shooter what happened. And now yet again, the shooter gives his explanation for what happened. And as I already showed you before,
Oh,
includes
yes.
at least one lie
the-
about allegedly not hearing the dog bark, when we know that he did.
All right, so tell me what happened, buddy.
I got you. So I came up for a civil process. Initially knocked on the door.
knocked on the door, forced my entry, and then I just try to look around the place with my gun drawn. You know, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I just want to, you know, illegally enter the house. You guys don't have to hear this. I'll just sum it up for you. Like his true words. Saw a dog, and then yeah, it was defending the home, and I just want to shoot it right on his bed, you know. Something about like shooting the dog, it seems very appropriate. I deserve to get bits, if anything, but you know, I just want to shoot some dogs. That's how it is. Nothing important, nothing else. I should go to jail, and all my colleagues that are protecting me should also go to jail too.
I got to hear. And the dog
That's
was
just
on
that's
the
just
other
what he
side of
said.
the
I'm just
island,
summing it up for you guys so you don't have to
and I
listen to
started
him.
back out. He came right at me. I put my leg out like this. That's when he bit me, and I had to, unfortunately, shoot it.
Okay. Not being around the shot.
As many as it was to stop the threat.
Okay.
Right,
But,
yeah.
After I confirmed that. I immediately jumped on the radio, let them know, and then called for EMS. I didn't check it at that time, so I didn't know how bad it was. Continued to clear the house. Once I had cleared out here, I was listening to the radio heading back. I spoke to a woman who I guess lives in an area over here. I didn't get her contact info. I asked if she knew who the owners were, if they were nearby. Same name. And she said she did not know how long they'd been gone, who they were. She lives over there. So as soon as I took the paper down, I came back over here to clear this shed. After I
Dude,
cleared
this
that
guy's still
shed,
yapping?
came
Are you
back
done
out,
lying yet?
and then I came to
You're
the
done
front.
telling him your crimes? Can you go to jail?
You were inside
Are
the
you
house.
gonna cuff yourself?
Okay.
In that short hall.
Okay. And
Illegalized
dog at
blue
all when you
code.
went, came in? Here?
I did not.
You
It
didn't
was
bark?
completely quiet. No barking.
Okay.
Now when
Okay.
I got
Okay.
to the hallway,
Alright.
that's what made me notice him was he did then bark. And so I started to back out, and that's when he came out.
And he just came at you.
The
This-
law here is pretty simple. Without valid consent or exigent circumstances, a police officer may not cross the threshold of a residence without a warrant. Here, the officer was at the front door to serve civil service paperwork that did not authorize him to enter the home. He had no warrant to enter the home. He did not have consent as nobody answered the door, and as far as he knew, nobody was home. The only possible justification for his entry is the existence of exigent circumstances, and that would be
That's
a
right.
belief that there is some emergency occurring inside. And
Yes, but for him, serving papers is an emergency. So
here, the story that they came up with
So he
is
can
that
go
the
in.
officer believed that there had been a home invasion.
His-
or a
his
home
own rules
invasion in
supersedes the
progress.
law.
And pretty much the only evidence they're
Huh?
putting forward for this is the allegation that the door was at least slightly open. Not the actual outside door, but the door within that. The video evidence, unfortunately, doesn't show us conclusively whether or not that is true. Now, had the officer who was the shooter been wearing a body cam, we would know for a fact whether or not that was accurate. But for some reason, he was not wearing a body cam. So that evidence does not exist.
Great.
Other than the allegation.
isn't that illegal? Like, I thought all police are required to wear body cams, right? That's why the lawyers passed that law to push for body cams back in 2012. Why? So they're not required to wear it. It's optional.
That the door was slightly open, I don't see any other evidence that would cause a reasonable belief that there was some emergency occurring inside the house. It can't be the case that anytime we have our storm door closed on our homes and the inside door open or slightly open, that the government can just walk on in to our house, firearms drawn, and do whatever they want, including shoot our dog. Absolutely not. There would have to be additional facts, such as a call for service. Somebody had reported something. The sound of screaming, somebody calling for help, something like that. None of that exists here. The alleged justification doesn't even pass the laugh test. It's completely absurd. And the more absurd thing is that, okay, even after that happened, did they do the right thing? No. Did they notify the homeowners and get consent to remain on the property, to go inside the house, to search it, to do whatever they were doing? No, they didn't do that. Instead, for 40 plus minutes, they excluded the homeowners and they treated this property as if it were their own. They completely spat on the Fourth Amendment rights, on the property rights of these homeowners. They illegally searched this house and entered this house multiple
Great.
times with no justification. With 40 plus minutes, they had plenty of time, even if they didn't want to contact the homeowners for some reason, to get a warrant to enter. They did not do so. They completely disregarded constitutional rights here, and they didn't release their internal investigation, but
Yeah, what's the point of the ancient text if they could just violate the Constitution? I mean, the ancient text. So they could just, Constitution not important. Let's do what we want to do.
they did release the results, which were that they allowed this deputy to come back to work. This is just despicable, but I'm just showing you the evidence here. You can form your own conclusion. And please let me know in a comment what that conclusion is. If I hear anything else, I'll let you know, and you can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow me on X at John Bryan ESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
Yeah, look at that. So people could just, I mean, the police department could literally just commit felonies and get away with it. This sucks. What is it called? Guaranteed immunity, where they could just commit a crime and then they could be immune to whatever crime they commit. Then why the hell did Derek Chauvin got arrested? He has guaranteed immunity, right? Because he's a cop. Doesn't matter what kind of crime you cause. That guaranteed immunity is just infinite. Like it's like turning on the infinite health hack. You don't have to worry about any kind of prosecution. Just, all right, I just molested like 10 girls. Oh, it's okay. I have guaranteed immunity, so I'm Gucci. And here's the thing, right? Police could absolutely prosecute these people if a police wants to prosecute their own people, but they will not do it because they are scared. They were scared of doing this. They were scared of violating the blue code, and because of that, right? Like that's why a lot of people hate cops, because there are good cops, but they're just afraid of doing it. And that's which is why they're partially to be blamed, because they don't want to do the right thing. This is why like no one really trusts the cops in particular. Personally, I never had a bad experience of the police, but I've seen enough to know that a lot of people have bad experience. I'm not so delusional to think that all cops are good just because I only have good experience with them.